and welcome to Xbox On. I'm here at the Mafia 3 booth with Bill, the lead writer on Mafia 3. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Well, we're going to have a chat with Bill in just a second, but first, here's a quick look at Mafia 3. This year at E3, 2K and the team at Hangar 13 have been giving us more of a glimpse into the world of Mafia 3. They dropped a new trailer, and for those of us keen to see even more, we could go to a screening of some new extended gameplay, which 2K have been kind enough to share with us. So here's 5 things we learnt about New Bordeaux at E3. One of the big things they showed off was more of the underbosses we'll be working with in the city. Lincoln will have 3 in the game. Cassandra, in charge of the Haitian gangs.
I'll see to it they get in the hands of the right people.
Burke, a rather fiery Irishman, and Vito Scaletta, who has been exiled and sidelined by the Italian mob thanks to what happened in the previous game.
I know how this shit works. You'll get your money.
We saw more of them, and we got to see a little bit more of how your actions will affect their relationships with Lincoln. In the gameplay shown, the player hadn't been giving Burke enough territory, and their choice not to give him part of a district they just won caused Burke to go off in a bit of a huff and rebel against Lincoln.
The next time I see your black hide, it will be at the end of my goddamn gun.
This then triggered a mission where Lincoln had to go over to Burke's base and put him in line by shooting all of his gang in the face. Well, Lincoln, you are very persuasive. Also revealed to us was more about the different districts we'll be exploring, including places like Delray Hollow, where Lincoln was born and raised, and the slightly posher district of Frisco. The environment is rich and varied, making the city feel like an additional character of the game, and oh my goodness, that skybox is looking beautiful. One district I was particularly excited about seeing was the Bayou, full of alligators and dirt roads to drive along. We also got a good look at the French ward, home to drugs and call girls, with unique missions that are related to the money-making schemes of the mob in that area. Let's just say, to take down the bad guys here, you'll be taking over a lot of brothels. Speaking of bad guys, the gameplay showed off a lot of the mobsters we'll be taking out to reach big bad guy Sal Marcano, and just how we'll do that. Playing through the game, you'll first be taking out the little guys underneath the mobsters in charge of each district. Once you've damaged their criminal rackets enough, you can trigger a mission to take down the boss in the area. The one shown at E3 included a rather spectacular set piece with a boat being smashed and exploded into pieces, and I also spotted an unfortunate NPC getting eaten by an alligator. Each of these missions culminate in a one-on-one with the mob boss, who you'll take down in a unique way to not only gain control of the district, but also send a message to Sal. Oh, and we mustn't forget the cops. Yes, Mafia 3 shines a light on the racism of the period, and that also includes within the police force. One thing we were obviously all really excited to see was the gameplay. We got a good look at some of the missions we'll get up to, as well as some cool features. Thanks to his underbosses, Lincoln can call in a helping hand anywhere around the city, including a van he can run up to top up ammo and buy new weapons, and extra support if he gets a little overwhelmed. The gameplay also showed the variation in gameplay, from sneaking around unseen to going in guns blazing. Players will have very different experiences depending on their approach, so every game will be unique in this very unique city. Oh, and we also got a good look at some more of the guns we'll get to play with, and oh my goodness, they look awesome. Whether you prefer handguns, shotguns, assault rifles, machine rifles, you're set. I'm particularly excited about all the special execution finishers, which are different for each weapon. Let's have a quick montage. Look at Mafia 3. Now, Bill, you are the lead writer on this game. What made you decide to set it in the setting that it is in?
One of the big hallmarks of the Mafia franchise is to take what we call a gifted anti-hero, and Lincoln Clay's a great window to let the player experience that time and place. And 1968, is a very tumultuous year in American history. New Orleans has a long history of organized crime. The Italian Mafia's been there for a long time.
Speaking of Lincoln, can you tell us a little bit more about kind of his backstory and what gets us into Mafia 3?
He was abandoned when he was 2. He grew up in a Catholic orphanage run by a priest named Father James. In 1958, the city shuts down the orphanage. So he falls in with Sammy Robinson, who heads up the Black Mob in Delray Hollow. But the thing about Lincoln is he's never really had a place to belong. So he joins the military thinking he'll find it there. He doesn't. He returns back, and he falls back in with Sammy and Ellis because they're his family.
Now, I saw some of the extended gameplay footage, and as part of that, the intro looked like it was kind of looking back over the events of the story, like it's telling it after it's happened. What can you tell us about that?
So the entire game is basically framed as a documentary made in present day. So the Father James that you see is an old man, and he's reflecting back on the events of 1968. It allows us to expose different parts of the characters that you wouldn't normally allow to see.
That's amazing stuff. Like, I can't wait to play this game. I can't wait to get my hands on it. Thank you so much for chatting to us. If you're excited about Mafia 3 like me, let me know in the comments down below. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe for way more cool stuff from us on Xbox On. See you next time.